Hello and welcome to Prince Civil Services YouTube channel. My name is Dr. Sanchit and I welcome you all. And in today's video, we are going to discuss a very important topic, a very often discussed or used term, that is weapons of mass destruction. And in short and in common world, we are using the term WMDs, and it stands for weapons of mass destruction. So in this video we are going to look, is there any definition to define weapons of mass destruction? Is there any convention to control the use of WMDs and such things? And as we have followed a pattern, that first of all we are going to discuss that why we are discussing this topic, because it has been recently in news. So what was the news? Why we are discussing this topic? Because the Loksabha has passed a bill. The bill's name is Weapons of Mass Destruction and Their Delivery Systems, Prohibition of Unlawful Activities Amendment Bill 2022. So this bill has been recently passed by Lok Sabha. So that is why we are discussing WMDs, which stands for weapons of mass destruction. So what this bill wants to achieve? So this bill wants to or is seeking to amend this act. So there is a act in India, WMD Act 2005. So this bill is trying to amend this act. Okay. So I hope till this it is clear that why this is important topic. This is a topic from current affairs. So let's start. But before we go into detail of this topic WMD, this 2005 Act, what does it do? It prohibits the manufacturing, the transport and the transfer of weapons of mass destruction and their means of delivery. So this act was enacted in 2005, which controls the manufacture, transport and delivery of such weapons. And now this act is being amended by this bill, and that is why we are discussing this topic. So we will discuss one by one. What are these? Is there any convention? Is there any law in India, and so on? So this expression, weapons of mass destruction, it was first used by the leader of Church of England, the Archbishop of Canterbury, in 1937. So this term WMD is being used since 1937, and this was used in the context of attack in Basque town of Guernica by German and Italian fascists. So this is the history, that in 1937 this leader of the Church of England used this term for the first time. Now, but why this term or how this term became famous? So it is said that in 2000s, in the early 2000s, so there was this president of America, the George W. Bush, and UK Prime Minister Tony Blair. So there was a war or the invasion of Iraq by the combined forces of UK and US. And what was the context? Why they invaded Iraq? Because they thought that Iraq is producing WMDs. So in 2000, they invaded Iraq, and the context was that Iraq is producing and using WMDs. So we have to destroy them, and so they went into the Iraq. So in 2000s, everyone started using the term WMDs, weapons of mass destruction. Now the question is there any definition? Has the world defined it in any concrete way? The answer is no. There is no concrete or no single authoritative definition of WMD. But this expression WMD is usually understood to cover the nuclear, the biological and the chemical weapons. So the term is NBC. So WMD, the term includes the nuclear, the use of the nuclear, the biological and the chemical weapons. So on your screens, you can see the images, the symbols. So this is a symbol for nuclear, this is a symbol for biological, and this is a symbol for chemical weapons. So wherever you see these symbols, just have an idea that this site or this thing is related with nuclear, biological, chemical, or the weapons of mass destruction. So the point is, there is no single unanimous definition, but yes, it is generally accepted that nuclear, biological and chemical weapons are included in the term WMD. So WMD, as the name stands, these are the weapons. When used, they can cause, or they have the potential to cause, a massive destruction, the massive loss of life and property. So these nuclear, biological and chemical, they can cause massive destruction. So they are included under WMDs. So please remember, nuclear, biological and chemicals. So now there is India's 2005 WMD Act. Is this act defining the biological weapons? Yes. So as per this act, this biological weapons has been defined, and this means that the use of microbes or other biological agents or toxins or types in any quantity which cannot be justified. So simple meaning is that any biological agent like microbes or their products or toxins extracted from them, if they are used or they are designed such that there is massive destruction, whether in armed conflict or anywhere else. So biological weapons, I can give you some examples. You must have heard about anthrax. You must have heard about the plague and other such biological agents, microbes, which have the potential, which can be used as a WMD, are included in our Act of 2005. Then there is chemical weapons definition. So simple, the chemicals or their precursors. Precursors means that from where these chemicals are made. So basically the raw material. So when toxic chemicals and their precursors are used, which causes massive death on large scale or destruction on large scale, or their delivery systems, they are included under chemical weapons. So we have a definition. Our Act, the 2005 WMD Act, has a definition of biological weapons and chemical weapons. But the question is, so there is always a news going on all over the world that some country use the WMDs or some country has the potential, is developing WMDs. So is there any convention or law, international law, which controls the use of WMDs? Yes, there is Geneva Protocol of 1925 that banned the use of chemical and biological weapons. So if a question comes, if someone asks you, is there any control, international convention? So yes, the answer is yes. There is Geneva Protocol of 1925 which bans the use of chemical and biological weapons. And there are specific conventions also. Biological Weapons Convention 1972 and Chemical Weapons Convention 1992. And India has signed and ratified both these conventions, and under these conventions and following the rules and regulation of these conventions, we have framed a law, that is 2005 WMD Act. Okay, now the question is about the nuclear weapons. Are they regulated? Yes, obvious, they are regulated. So there are two treaties: the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty, famously or commonly known as NPT, and there is then Comprehensive Test Ban Treaty, CTBT. And these are the two treaties which control the development or the proliferation of nuclear weapons. Now, friends, so there is a question. So you have to provide me with the answer in the comment section, that is India part or has ratified these treaties or not? So this is the question for you. Please comment in the comment section. And this is the today's video, short video. I hope you got an idea what are WMDs. These are weapons of mass destruction. These include chemical, biological and nuclear weapons. So thanks for watching. Please subscribe to this channel and share this video and like this video. And please provide the question, the answer to the question which I have asked. You have to tell us that is India has signed the CTBT and the NPT. So thank you. Keep learning and keep watching. Thank you.